Back to baseball, Russell Martin returned to the Jays lineup Wednesday. The Canadian had been out since August the 12th with a strained right oblique. What is that anyway?
On fleek? I don't know. You're cool? Yeah. I think that's what it means.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dan. This season will break a 6-year streak of teams Martin plays on, making the postseason. And the Jays are wrapping up a series with the Orioles on Wednesday. Toronto trying to complete just their second series sweep since the All-Star break. Now on TSN.ca, Bob McKenzie's draft rankings are out. At number 1, Swedish defenseman Rasmus Dahlin. Dahlin had 9 goals, 13 assists last season in Sweden. He'd be the first Swede to go first overall since Matt Sundin. Joe Veleno is the top-ranked Canadian, coming in at number 5. The St. John Sea Dog granted exceptional status in 2015 to enter the queue a year early. Full list, TSN.ca.
Bottom 4, Ian Happ. He's at the dish, facing a 3-2 count. Hansa Robles gets the strike from home plate on Kevin Danley. Should be a punch-out. Danley not paying attention, which leaves Happ a little confused. Yeah, he's ruled out. Top 6. 6. Right line drive. Down the line. And the ball gets stuck in the wall. Ball stuck in the wall. Bottom 7. Ball wall. 2 on for Albert Amora Jr. It said in my highlight pack that was a home run. That wasn't a home run. That's a home run.
Blaming the person who wrote the pack.
That's a 3-run shot to Tappy Town. Population, ball.
Dan, do you remember this from spring training last year? When the baseball world was introduced to Brett Phillips and his distinct laugh.
How do you find Will Smith in the snow?
Will Smith, that's you.
You look for his Fresh Prince.
You're not a prince.
Prince. Oh my God!
Weird guy. What do you think about that lucky break?
Down, able to get up.
Late. Hey, Phillips, what do you think about that throw? You could have. Big night at the plate and in the field. I feel like that was a stretch. A lot of that was a stretch.
It sounded like a pterodactyl.
Dan, let's walk over to the chat portion of the set. They still haven't got us new chairs yet. I think we were pretty clear we wanted new chairs. These are the old off-the-record chairs. Let's get some new chairs, Bell Media. Dan, as we mentioned earlier in the show, the CFL announced a couple of major changes Wednesday. Effective immediately, there will be no more full contact practices during the season. Beginning next season, the league has added a 3rd bye week to the schedule. It'll now be a 21-week regular season.
For more on these changes and all things CFL, we've brought in our CFL insider from across the CTV compound. It's the nail gun. Dave Naylor. That's pretty nice.
That was really nice.
I thought we were going to have nail gun sound effects. We didn't get them, though.
Okay. Dave, you recently left the Naylor and Landsberg morning show on TSN Radio in Toronto to return to TV full-time. And I feel the reason you did that is because the Johnny Manziel beat is like a full-time beat in the CFL now. There was news again about Johnny Football Wednesday. What's new with him?
Well, 3 weeks ago, the Hamilton Tiger Cats worked out Johnny Manziel for 2 days in Buffalo. And this story has kind of gone quiet since then. I feel we are very close to getting a resolution on the narrative of Johnny Manziel to the CFL.
I hope we see him play, Dave. I hope it could be a disaster, but it's a disaster I want to enjoy on my TV set.
It will be fascinating.
Dave Naylor, our CFL insider, he is the nail gun. Yeah. Thanks, Dave.
Ill-fitting shirt. The Minnesota Vikings, they've hired a Gen Z consultant, or in Canada, Gen Z. He's an 18-year-old author and entrepreneur. This is real. Jonas Stillman will advise the Vikings on marketing efforts, digital media, fan experience, and workplace culture in an effort to reach fans born between 1995 and 2012.
You know, we here at SportsCenter with Jay and Dan also want to reach today's youth. So we've asked cameraman Glenn to be our Gen Z consultant.
Computers gonna be big.
Thanks, Glenn.
Alex Ovechkin has said repeatedly that he intends to play in the 2018 Olympics, despite the NHL and IIHF saying he would not be allowed. Wednesday, Dan, Vladislav Tretiak, the head of the Russian Hockey Federation, was quoted as saying that Ovi needs to accept he will not be playing in Pyeongchang. What is there for Ovechkin to do now? Nothing. Play for Washington, said the legendary Tretiak. Dan, your thoughts on this?
When Tretiak speaks, you don't play.
No, that's right. Everybody listens, right? Not just the Russians, but everyone. He's an absolute legend. Remember when you played road hockey as a kid? Everyone wanted to be Tretiak when they were playing goal. Or Grant Fuhr.
I was going to say Grant Fuhr.
Yeah.
Yeah, those DNR pads.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to talk more about the Olympics because Brian Burke, next time we sit over here, he's going to be sitting with us.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, as mentioned on Tuesday's show. The Calgary Flames have announced after months of talks with City and multiple proposals, the team is no longer going to pursue a new arena in Calgary.
The media across the country has been debating all day whether or not Calgary is in danger of relocating, and Dan and I will once and for all in our new debate segment to end all debate segments. It's time for Jay and Dan's Canadian sports debate. There is no way the Flames leave Calgary. An arena deal will be done before the owners consider relocation.
You know what? I agree. Flames, the institution in that city, so no way they ever leave.
I agree. And this has been Jay and Dan's Canadian Sports Debates.
Who needs all the yelling?
I could see that being a whole show for us.
Hey, I mentioned Calgary.
Yeah.
I mentioned Brian Burke.
Yeah.
Well, the Flames president of hockey operations will be joining us here in studio.
Peter Laviolette is back with Whack'em Talk'em Hockey Volume 2. This VHS cassette is loaded with the very best of coaches talking and walking on the ice that the NHL has to offer. All hand-picked by Peter Laviolette. So get the popcorn ready and check out some amazing walking on the ice, chatting with refs, walking on the ice to shake the hand of the other coach, walking on the bench, telling players secrets, and coaches using their outside voices. All in one video cassette. Act now and get a bonus cassette of coaches standing, not saying anything. Peter Laviolette's Whack'em Talk'em Hockey Volume 2. Walk to a store and talk to a cashier to buy yours now.
I'd buy it. Time for the Tim Hortons drive-thru. Went through the drive-thru today, bought 10-pack of Timbits. Everything in my power not to eat them all before I picked up my kids.
But you did anyway, didn't you?
Nah.
The program. Lots of questions surrounding the Calgary Flames arena situation right now. A man who can hopefully answer them will join us here in studio. Brian Burke is coming up. And it's Jenny. The very best and worst of the day, according to us. Let's kick things off in Boston, Dan. Mookie Betts, usually an excellent right fielder. It's a bad call here to try to cut the ball off. Turns a double into a triple for Jed Lowry. Gets a face full of dirt in the process. Or process.
Padres and Twins, Austin Hedges. Cousin is Billy Bush's. Eddie Rosario takes off for third. Hedges throw, pretty awful.
Billy Bush get another job?
guys don't really care.
Yeah, because the Jannies can be good and bad. Spangenberg, Padres Twins, lays down the perfect bunt, but Padres reliever Trevor Hildenberger fields it, flips it. So it's Hildenberger getting Spangenberg. Hildenberger getting Spangenberg. Buddy Ballin.
And this guy, all he wanted to do was eat his sauerkraut candy.
By wins above replacement. Oh no, down he goes. His WAR is negative.
Down goes old man.
By wins above replacement.
Old people in baseball uniforms look like young people. That makes sense? Ah. Brian Burke, he's going to make a ton of sense, we hope. We're going to grill him next.
It's time for the Coors Side Seats, and we're thrilled to welcome Calgary Flames President of Hockey Ops, Brian Burke. In honor of Brian, we did not tie our ties and gently laid them across our necks.
When did that start? Why did you start that?
I used to go into work when I was an assistant GM at 6 in the morning. So in Vancouver, we were open when the Boston Bruins were open at 9 o'clock Eastern time. We were open for business. So I'd go in jeans and a T-shirt. And about 8:30, Pat would come in around 7, and we'd spend some time. And then around 8:30, I'd go downstairs, work out, put on a suit, and come up with a tie untied. And then I'd tie it whenever I had to, sometimes not till game time. And then ultimately, when I realized that it annoyed people, I just stopped tying it.
Yeah. And we actually learned how to tie a tie from an app. You've got an app. It's called the Burke knot. So
two steps. It's a two-step process, really.
Okay, we got to dive in. The arena. You said if a deal can't be reached on a new building to replace the Saddle Dome, the Flames are going to move. So the deal, it's said to be dead. The franchise, are they preparing to leave Calgary?
No. And first off, let's go back to what I said. I got sucked in there. You know, a guy my age shouldn't get sucked in. But I gave a speech at luncheon, and I got jumped on at the end by someone I believe was planted. But I said something I wish I could take back. 30 years of this business. Very few things I wish I could take back. That's one. That's not what we're preparing to do. Ken King spoke to this today, and I think the fewer voices that speak, the more chance you have to have clarity. Fact is, right now, there's no negotiations going on for a new building. That doesn't mean, and it certainly isn't the case at this time, that the Flames are preparing to leave.
Brian, you're always kind with your time. I worked in Vancouver before working at TSN. I remember walking by you in the bowels of the arena, and you said, "O'Toole," and I turned around. I said, "Yeah." I said, "I hear you're leaving." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Good," and you just kept walking. So thanks for that.
Yeah. Well, I was warm and fuzzy with the media.
You deserve that. Very quickly, Gary Bettman's contract expires, I believe, a year after the next CBA expires. A lot of people talk about you being the next commissioner. They talk about you because it's flattering. I mean, you seem like a natural fit for the job. It's got to feel flattering, doesn't it?
Well, first off, that's the first I've ever heard of that.
Oh, come on. Come on, Burke.
First I've ever heard of that.
Come on.
Second, I think Gary's done a great job. He's a lot smarter than I am. We have a saying, like I went to Harvard Law School, right? Everyone thinks I'm smart. We have a saying, there's smart, and then there's Bettman smart. He's a brilliant guy. He's done a great job. The guy that should take over for Gary is Bill Daly, in my view. And no, I like what I do. I don't want to. It's a very difficult job keeping 31 owners happy. I'm not really good at keeping people happy.
Well, is this the last stop for you?
I hope so. I'd like to.
Yeah.
I'd like to stay for 10 more years. I love it. I love Calgary. Love the people. I like working for Ken. I like our owners. I told this story today. I built a garage and driveway on my hunting property last summer. $50,000 quote. So I turned to the two guys, "Okay, want me to sign something?" "Nope." "You want a deposit?" "Nope." "This is Alberta," they said. Handshake.
I love it.
Job was done right on time, right on budget.
What kind of truck are you driving?
Ford F-150.
Perfect. Ford, we just gave you a little plug there. Good for you. Brian, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, guys. Welcome back to Canada.
Thank you very much. We do appreciate it. Still to come after Carlos Carrasco jokingly flaunted his paycheck. We count down the best money moments in the SportsCenter Top 10. It's SportsCenter with Jay and Dan, presented by Tim Hortons.
It's a special edition of
Friday Night Football Tonight,
with the Riders and Ticats facing off in the Canadian Football Hall of Fame game. Catch it across TSN at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific.
Hey, Cookie, you want my mic? I'll take your check.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at that.
Oh, he's got it.
He does.
Andre looked like he had a string attached to that thing. It went right back into his hand.
In fact, it was a real check.
Oh, really? Isn't that something? Carlos Carrasco inspires our top 10 money moments.
Hey, Andre, I want your microphone and your paycheck.
All right. Here's my check.
Wow, this is a package of gum. You really are rich. Thank you.
No, so good. Oh, I loved it. Oh, Glenn.
Johnny Damon.
Sorry.
He was booed by Red Sox fans in his return to Fenway. The ones in center field had an interesting way to welcome him back. They threw money at him.
Money. 2014 Barclays. Phil Mickelson made a $5 bet with a fan that he could reach the green from a tough lie. Mickelson gave the fan 4-to-1 odds. He didn't reach the green, and he paid up, but did not shake the fan's hand. Watch again. Paid up, did not shake hands.
After capturing her first major, Sloane Stephens had a priceless reaction when she was handed her $3.7 million prize check and whether it would motivate her.
Of course, girl. Did you see that check that lady handed me? Like, yes.
Johnny Manziel brought his money celebration with him to the NFL, but he may have grown to regret that decision. I actually don't think he grew in any way.
TFC captain? No, that's not correct.
Oh, Medvedev.
This is Medvedev.
Daniil Medvedev.
Don't know what happened there.
Threw his wallet at the umpire there.
This is Dwayne De Rosario, scored in 2010 and lost to San Jose after the goalie mocked signing the check.
While with the Jets, Evander Kane posted 2 photos of him with cash that he won in Vegas. And in his return to Winnipeg, Jets fans didn't hold back.
Atlanta Falcons first-round choice, Deion Sanders, cornerback, Florida State.
I was kind of scared. I thought Detroit was going to take me. I would have asked for so much money that I had to put me on layaway.
That's comedian Simon Brodkin.
Where is my security? Come on. Here we go, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have to clean here first. This has nothing to do with football.
No, it isn't, is it? And Randy Moss, of course, was fined 10 grand for fake mooning Packers fans. He knew exactly how to pay off the fine.
If you don't write checks, how do you pay these guys?
Straight cash, homie.
Randy, were you upset about the fine?
Nah, because it ain't nothing but 10 grand. What's 10 grand to me?
Nothing. Oh, hello.
By the way, we worked with him. What an amazing human.
Best guy.
Great guy.
The nicest guy. Love him. We're serious. He's awesome. It's time for one big one guts glory. Right. Be revealed Thursday on SportsCenter with Lindsay Hamilton. I promised Lindsay would come up with a new nickname for her.
Why?
Well, because I've been calling her Angel of Death and Demoness of Destruction and Hammer of the Gods. I feel like we need something a little more flattering.
You blew it. I had a highlight pack that I messed up, but it wasn't my fault, so.
So just passing the buck.
Yes, 100%.
Is the person who wrote that script going to be employed on this show after this show?
Find out tomorrow.
Computers gonna be big.